So our next speaker is Louise. She's got a speech entitled "Let Your Ears Do the Talking." Target audience is typically sales teams and customer service teams. Louise is a professional speaker, voiceover artist, creative producer, and network marketing professional. Absolute star. Please give a warm PSA welcome to Louise Canby with a speech entitled "Let Your Ears Do the Talking." And I'm just about them.
A SuperOffice survey says that 86% of people are willing to pay more if they feel heard. So can you afford not to listen? 3 years ago, this whiteboard and pen, an app that converts text to speech, and the ability to wolf whistle were my only forms of communication. As he pulled the camera out from my nose, my consultant said to me, "Louise, I need to operate to remove some benign lumps from your vocal cords. You must be silent for 2 weeks following this procedure to avoid permanent damage to your voice." Wow. As a voiceover artist and speaker, the prospect of living with a permanently damaged voice was career-changing. I had no choice. On the 1st of August, 2018, I fell silent. Imagine if you had to be silent for 2 weeks, how would you cope? Being an orator, silent wasn't something anyone who knew me believed I could be. How I proved them wrong. I thoroughly enjoyed this enforced silence, and it had a profound effect on me. Days after the procedure, I was with friends and they were all busy chatting, and then, as I put pen to whiteboard, everybody stopped speaking and watched my words appear. It was incredible. I felt heard even when silent and realised how important that felt to me. So often, people find it difficult to be silent and just let the speaker be heard. They hijack the conversation and jump in, desperate to share their opinions, similar stories and advice. Maybe you've experienced somebody doing this. So often, we just want to be heard and not fixed. When my only form of communication was a whiteboard and pen, people had to stay silent for longer, waiting to see what I had to say. Throughout my 30 years working in sales, I knew the most powerful tool in negotiating and sales was silence. Silent is an anagram for listen. To really listen to someone, it's important to try and see the world through their eyes and listen without judgment. We so often project ourselves onto other people when they're actually having a very different experience to what we may have had in the same situation. Remember that SuperOffice survey said customers are willing to pay 86% of customers are willing to pay more if they feel heard. So making people feel heard is not only imperative for sales, but also for customer retention. So how can you listen better? 2 words: intentional dialogue. The results of using this 4-step process are amazing for both personal and business conversations. Let me show you. 14 days before the renewal of my cat's pet insurance, the vet noticed she needed some teeth extracted. I called the insurance company to check that the procedure was going to be covered and was assured because it was happening in the 2nd year, it would be covered. So I renewed with them. Imagine my shock months after the procedure, getting a letter from the insurance company rejecting my claim. I was very quickly speaking with Jamie in their complaints department. Step 1. Jamie was calm whilst I shared my grievance, and he repeated back what I was saying to ensure he had heard and understood me correctly. This process is called mirroring. Step 2, Jamie validated my grievance. Validating shows respect and understanding to the speaker, but is not the same as agreeing. Step 3, Jamie empathised. He appreciated my feelings about the situation and said in my position he would have felt the same. My anger dissipated. Step 4, Jamie then just checked if there's anything else I had to say before he responded. Here are the 4 stages. Of course, the contract covered the insurance company. However, Jamie offered me £150 compensation for the misunderstanding and the opportunity to leave them and be refunded the renewal premium. Due to Jamie listening to me and making me feel heard, I chose to stay. Without a doubt, I would be in the 86% of customers willing to pay more if I feel heard. An important thing to consider is the danger of what customers do when they don't feel heard. Many will turn to social media to vent their feelings there, knowing that some people will hear them. The cost of this can be huge for businesses, affecting revenue and reputation. So I hope by listening to me today that maybe one point I've made will help improve your next conversation, whether it's being heard and not fixed, consciously avoiding hijacking a conversation, listening with an open, non-judgmental mind, or implementing one or all 4 stages of the intentional dialogue. Remember, but listening is platinum. Making people feel heard will put money in your bank. Thank you for listening.
Louise, that was brilliant. I love that. I absolutely love it. Let me get our